488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Well, not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Welcome into the locker room, the most sacred of spaces in sports. Talking you through the behind-the-scenes conversations that happen behind closed doors. With former Nebraska football tight end, Chancellor Brewington.
Chancellor Brewington, the 6-year senior tight end, finding his way into the end zone.
And former South Dakota State running back and Nebraska football assistant, Mikey Daniel.
Hand off to Daniel inside the 2 to the 1, and he powers his way into the end zone for a South Dakota State touchdown.
This is The Locker Room, brought to you by Ep Foundation Repair. Here are your hosts, Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
We are live from 1040 O Street here on 93.7 The Ticket, and this is The Locker Room. Myself, Jake Bachman, sitting in with the host of the show, Chancellor Brewington. Chancellor, how's it going today? Oh, sorry, I should probably turn your mic on.
Oh,
there we go.
It's going great. It's going great. I'm glad to be in the locker room. I'm glad to be here. I'm grateful to be here. I'm full of life, man. I'm full of energy and ready to get into it, man. We got some announcements. I'm sure that people talked about it, but we haven't got to wrap on it yet. Bach, the Phil Snow situation finally announced. You kind of had that hint, you kind of had that in the back of your mind. This year when he got brought in midway through, you're thinking, okay, what's the deal going to be here? And, if I'm a player on that team, this is the locker room, we provide players' perspective. If I'm a player on that team, I think Phil Snow's a guy, obviously credibility through the roof, a guy where you can pick his brain. And I'm sure not only coaches, but players can pick his brain. And I know there's always like a few guys on each coaching staff that, what didn't really coach a position, but you could always go to. Even like a Jay Foreman, like during the Frost era, like there was always guys on the sideline you could go to, like, obviously I didn't play defense, so it wouldn't really make a whole bunch of sense for me to go over there. But there's always analysts, guys that, have coached. And, when you get to this Power 5 level and you kind of do your research on the analysts and the guys who, maybe are not position coaches, but do some things on the offense and defensive end, you realize wow, these guys are have some real skin in the game. And these people understand what they're talking about and bring something to the table. So that's huge news to have him in there. And from what I've heard from the presser and just some things is that Rule kind of has talked about him like a mentor. So it hasn't been, I'm bringing another coach. This situation seems different. More of a mentoring aspect, more counsel, advice. I'm sure there's going to be some situations with the new defensive coordinator with John Butler where Phil Snow can advise him on some things and advise Coach Rule maybe not so what's the word? Standing over John Butler's shoulder and telling him what not to do and whatever, but giving Coach Rule counsel on, like this defense will work here, this, and this. One thing they talked about is being better on third down, and being more aggressive, throwing a little bit more unique packages out there. And that's one thing I saw, this year was there was a time where midway through the year where after the Colorado game, I would say, which kind of beginning after Colorado game, it just defensively on third down, like blitz packages and stuff like that, just got kind of bland. And like you could, obviously I know a little bit of football, but like, I feel like anyone could kind of see like, they're probably going to hop in this front and drop out this guy and whatever. Like you kind of see some stuff. And with the 3-5, you can mix it up. You can go piece by piece here. And I think, Coach Rule kind of alluded to that in the presser. I would say that's one thing I would hope, Phil Snow adds to this is, a little bit more advanced defensive coverage, utilize some guys a little bit more. But what was your initial reaction back when you saw that Phil Snow news?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think Phil Snow's a guy that's been a part of Rule's success story up until this point. And of course, not everything was a success. They didn't have the most success in Carolina, but part of him moving up the ranks over the last, all of his stops. He was there at Temple. He was there at Baylor. He was there with Carolina. So I always found it kind of odd. I thought when Rule was hired, that Snow would be the defensive coordinator. Like I said, just because this had been at every other spot. He had, getting a little bit older. So maybe that was the reason why they didn't necessarily decide to go that route. But to bring him in and all his experience, I think definitely helps, especially John Butler, who has a lot of experience as a position coach, has a lot of experience in football in the NFL. I mean, I don't have any doubts that he's going to be able to do a good job. Obviously, the 1 year at Penn State, too, as a coordinator, but he's not littered with a bunch of coordinator experience. So, it's nice to have guys on staff, and they've got a few of them with coordinator experience that can kind of help Butler along. But I do find it interesting that he's just the associate head coach tag, because generally in the past we've seen that it's tagged to a quarterback coach or a coordinator or somebody that maybe you just want an excuse to pay him a little bit more. Just to kind of just have that is interesting, because generally if something were to go awry, that would mean that he would be the head coach.
Yeah. And if there was a guy you wanted to be in that position, I would, assume Phil Snow. Personality wise, obviously very different from Rule, I would assume. And yeah, I mean, it's a good, I would say it's a good thing continually to get more established guys into the program, and to utilize them, and to utilize, the veteran coaches that are around, and even veteran ex-players, and bring them around and help this team be what it can be. That's what I'm excited for, is for everyone to finally step into their own, and especially for Nebraska football to do that. Nebraska volleyball, we're going to get an update later from Rico, I believe, for Nebraska volleyball. So shout out to Nebraska volleyball. We have Pinstripe Bowl coming up, and for the people that know or don't know, bowl camp practices are not your regular practices throughout the week, right? Because you're preparing, last game was November 27th or 26th or whatever it was. And, you don't play till December 28th. So all this time, you probably get, 3 or 4 days off, but this is really like fall camp. Like you're getting all these reps. And so what's encouraging for the Nebraska fans out there, I would say this: your young guys are getting reps. Quentin Ives, I just heard that he's getting reps, that he's going to be the number 3 behind, it's going to be Emmett Johnson. Of course, Dante Dowdale hits the portal. Now you got, Ramir Johnson. He's going back to New York. I would assume that they're going to give Ramir a lot of touches. I think that's the right thing to do. Ramir's from New York. He's going back to New York for his last collegiate game before he decides what he wants to do. He's stuck with the program for so long, right? When the Frost era, he was around for Adrian Martinez, Casey Thompson, Jeff Sims, and Raiola. Like he's been around everything. The coaching changes, new offensive coordinator, 3 different running back coaches, maybe even 4. And so I would say you got to reward guys like that in a positive way. And but like I was saying, these practices, everyone's getting reps. And one, a position that, I think needs to get reps is the receiver room. And the guys behind those guys. And, looking at the senior list that is probably going to leave, is going to leave is Isaiah Nair, Jamal Banks, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. We had him on the show before. I seen Jamal Banks was on a nighttime show on one of here. These are great individuals. Sad to see him leave, but it's just the way college football works, right? One guy in, one guy out, another guy in. That's just how it worked. And so with those 3 guys leaving, now you got Jalen Lloyd, of course, having an opportunity to step up. You have Ja'Cory Barney, of course, having an opportunity to step up. And a name we haven't got to talk about this year is Demetrius Bell. Demetrius Bell, from what I've heard, I've had, Mikey Daniels, obviously, been on the show, right? And I've heard from inside and outside that Demetrius Bell is a stud receiver, and that we would have saw him this year. And whatever, I don't know the capacity of the role, right? I don't know how, if he's going to get 3 touches a game or 4 touches or no touches, right? I know that we would have saw him, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was going to be like a jet sweep thing like Ja'Cory, or if he's a little more of a vertical guy, can run routes. I don't know his skill set. But what I've heard is that Demetrius Bell is the real deal. And he's come off the injury. He looks strong, all that good stuff, right? So that's a guy that, he's not going to leave, right? He's come off an injury. You don't hit the portal off an injury unless you're, unless you've already established yourself somewhere, right? So we can expect him to come back. And those type of guys I need. I feel like I'm missing a couple receivers, Bach.
Alex Bullock has another year of eligibility to be able to come back. Carter Nelson, of course.
Carter Nelson, that's the name. That's the name. Yeah, Carter Nelson. And this is a guy, I don't know what we're going to do with him. Do we say, hey, Coach Campbell, Carter Nelson, we need to get you in the weight room, throw some more pounds on you, put you at tight end. You'll be a mismatch, but you need to learn how to get physical, use your hands, all that good stuff, right? In between the tackles, or not in between tackles, on the line of scrimmage, right? Or is it a thing where, hey, I think you're gonna be a mismatch wherever you go. Let's just keep you at receiver, put you on the slot. You'll be our 10 personnel guy. 10 personnel meaning 1 running back, no tight ends. Leaving him still in that mismatch position where safety still has to guard him. He'll get the advantage there. Or was this year, because you burn a redshirt year with this, right? He played more than 4 games. Now, is this a thing where you developed him as a receiver, you developed, his route running, all that stuff, and now it's a time, you put some weight on him and you develop him as a tight end? It looks like that would have already happened with the Heinrich situation, with the Nate Borkshire leaving. Like, let's get him incorporated this last month, a little bit of the offense. Let's put a limited package in for Carter Nelson to work at, the tight end techniques, all these different things, right? But they didn't seem like they did that, right? And so I would expect, just moving forward, I would expect him to take a jump, freshman to sophomore, just like we talked about the freshman to sophomore jump for Raiola, the freshman to sophomore jump for Ja'Cory Barney, right? Those are the jumps we need to see. But I think going into offseason, exit meetings will happen. I'm sure they might have already happened, exit meetings, where you get to talk to your position coach. I know it's probably a little different with the new receiver coach. And Daniel Holgrenson, I guarantee Daniel Holgrenson has a plan for Carter Nelson, right? And I think he has a plan for Ja'Cory Barney. And I think the expectations after this year will be super, super clear. It's not going to be a thing where, a guy's sitting there guessing, like, I don't know where I'm going to play. And you'd be surprised. It happens at a lot of places, right? Where the expectations aren't clear for each player. But it sounds like with Rule, the way he does things, he's very transparent to the media. And with being transparent with the media, I'm sure he's that transparent with his players. So there's probably super, super clear expectations on what Carter Nelson, what his job is going to be moving forward, because now this is a job. We're just not playing college football anymore. If you go watch Lincoln Riley, he was interviewed talking about Zachariah Branch, they're one of their best skill players, ends up leaving, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about the this transfer portal stuff. He's like, it's all about cap now. Like, it's cap salary. Like I would love to do this for some of our players that want to get paid more, but we just can't. Like, we literally have a cap now. And so I'm getting on a tangent, but yeah, I think Holgerson's gonna have a plan, and with this new receiver coach in that room, I know we're bringing a Cal receiver in for a visit. He's an established guy, 6'2", 210 guy. I think he will be a good piece. If you add him, or you add the FIU guy we were talking about.
He actually signed elsewhere.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did lose out on him.
Oh, he did. Where'd he go?
I had it on my paper. I don't know where.
We lost him.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him.
Georgia Tech is where you ended up.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have had it. Unless this is my only thing. If they told him they wanted him to play slot, or they wanted him to play, and he wanted to play outside, or he wants to play slot and they wanted him to play outside, maybe a little discrepancy there would do it. Or, I don't think Georgia Tech's going to throw more money at him. I think Nebraska would have that handled. So it might have been just something where he just wants to be the guy, right? And maybe he feels like that. But yeah, you're gonna have to start bringing in a bunch of receivers now. But that's interesting news. So for the people out there that were listening, we had the FIU recruit receiver from the transfer portal, 1,000-yard guy, all conference guy. Didn't end up getting him, but now we got a Cal receiver coming in, established guy. I'm going to butcher his name. I'll get it on the second segment, though.
All right. Also, we're going to hear from Rico on the second segment. He is going to be live from down in Louisville, reporting on, of course, the big matchup tonight between Nebraska and Penn State for the right to go to the championship game in volleyball. So we'll do that coming next year on The Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
At Koppel, during the holidays, we take time to cherish our terrific staff, community, and loyal customers that continue to drive that money-saving mile to Louisville, Nebraska. Hi, this is Sean Callahan. I can proudly say I bought my car at Koppel. If you are in the area, I invite you to stop by Koppel Chevrolet GMC's offices in Louisville, or check them out online at koppelcars.com. On behalf of Koppel Chevrolet GMC, Merry Christmas and safe travels to all.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
It's that special time of year again, with bowl games galore, ugly Christmas sweater parties, and way too much eggnog. And like clockwork, you still haven't bought any gifts yet. Great news! Your procrastination headquarters this year is at Tailored Life in Bennett. Avoid the long lines in Lincoln stores and head down Highway 2 to Bennett, just a 20-minute drive, and their staff will help you pick out the perfect gift for your mom, wife, or significant other. Procrastination has an answer this year at Tailored Life in Bennett. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location. The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane by bringing Raising Cane's hand-battered cook-to-order chicken fingers to your holiday celebration. Spread joy and good cheer with crispy crinkle-cut fries, garlicky buttered Texas toast, and our signature Cane sauce. Make things even merrier with our festive beanies, socks, mugs, and more for everyone on your nice list. And for a little extra holiday spirit, drop a Cane's gift card in their stockings. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by App Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back in the locker room here on 93.7 The Ticket at 1040 O Street. I'm Jake Bachman alongside your host, Chancellor Brewington, and we are pleased to be joined by our guest right now, Enrique Alvarez, clearly better known as Radio Rico, from down at least near the KFC Yum Center in Louisville as he prepares us for Nebraska and Penn State tonight, the battle to get to the national championship. Rico, are you there?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, not too much. Have you had some KFC since I talked to you last?
I have not had any KFC since I talked to you last. Unfortunately, I went to the gas station and got a drink and some snacks.
Okay, well, fair enough. At least you're getting a little bit in your belly, ready to roll forward tonight. What has happened since we last talked to you? I know you're talking about some Fan Fest events that might be going on. Has there been any media or anything going on?
No, the Fan Fest events haven't started. I was about to make my way. There's the AVCA. What's the word I'm looking for? Convention. That's the word I'm looking for. There's an AVCA convention happening at the Louisville Convention Center, which is probably a block or two from the KFC Center. So it's like a block away from me. So I was going to head down there. Our good friend Renee Saunders is there, so I might go see her for a little bit, talk a little volleyball with her. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on at the convention center here in Louisville, and make my way there, then make my way out to the arena and potentially stop by the Huskers Hotel to have a fan event going on there. It's like a little Husker huddle type thing.
Oh, yeah, very cool. How much Husker Red have you been seeing around Louisville? I'm sure there's more Louisville Red than Husker Red, but we know Nebraska's fan base travels well.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to make the distinction between the Reds until you see some sort of logo. But I have seen, you know what, I think I've seen the same amount of Louisville Red and Husker Red. It has been a lot more than Penn State or Pitt Blue, but there's a lot of red going on downtown and a ton of Husker fans.
That's not too shocking. I'm not surprised. I'm sure we'll see Nebraska well represented there as we go into this match. Just briefly, I know you've talked before, but for some of the new audience, what do you expect to see between Nebraska and Penn State tonight? Nebraska's only lost twice this year, once to SMU and then the other time to Penn State, and that was their only matchup of the year. So maybe a few Husker fans a little nervous going into this one.
You know what, and it's okay to be nervous going into this one. Like you said, there's only 2 losses on the season, one to SMU, one to Penn State. So you're facing a team that you've already lost to this season. But if you think about, well, not if you think about it, there is the fact that Penn State was swept by Wisconsin earlier this season. That same Wisconsin team, Nebraska swept 3 times this season. So if you go by common opponents, and the best common opponent probably that either one of these teams has faced, one got swept, the other one swept them 3 times. So if you go by that, Nebraska's probably got an edge there. And Nebraska won't be passing as bad as they did up in Penn State. They had a really bad defensively swept by the Littles and whoever else was in the back row. A very bad passing day that day. So I would expect them to step that up, as they had probably their best defensive performance to get here to the Final Four against Wisconsin. A ton of great passes, a ton of great play at the net. Nebraska has really stepped their defense up since the last time they've seen Penn State. And I would expect their offense to take a small jump as well, because they had their worst hitting percentage of the season up there in Happy Valley against Penn State. So just a few, it's nothing major that Nebraska has to change. It's not like they have to change their rotation or change things around massively. Just a few things here and there, a little thing that John Cook and company can definitely help these women fix and get on the right path to beating Penn State.
Absolutely. That's what we're all going to be cheering for tonight. Are you staying out till Sunday to see the championship game one way or the other? We need Nebraska to win so you can be out there for the trip.
We need Nebraska to win so I can stay out here for a long period of time. I've already made plans with the other media members. If Nebraska is to win today, there is more media stuff on Friday, and then there's the teams aren't doing anything. They're not allowing us to talk to them unless Nebraska allows us to head to the hotel that they're staying at and maybe get some conversations in with them there. But other than that, there's nothing media-wise going on that Saturday. So, I'll build up a couple of videos and maybe do a little walking tour of Louisville or something. But I made some plans with some of the other media members to go around to some of the museums, like the Louisville Slugger Museum. There's the Muhammad Ali Museum.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe take a trek down to Churchill Downs, something that John Cook, I'm sure, has already done.
Yeah, there's plenty to see out there in Louisville. We hope you have as much fun as you can, but more importantly, we hope the Huskers win to keep you out there and get you sightseeing a little bit more. Thanks for joining us today, Rico.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me, and go Big Red.
All right, there he goes. Enrique Everles Clary out there in Louisville, ready for that Final Four matchup tonight. Boy, I mean, it's Husker Nation definitely gets behind the volleyball girls out there, and I'm interested to see how many Husker fans show up. bit of a ride out there in Kentucky. So people had to plan for this.
Yeah, it's interesting how, I mean, it's not interesting. It is interesting, but it's awesome to see how Nebraska fans travel. I mean, I've played at some places where it's just like, what the heck? And I heard the USC game this year, bunch of red there. It was like 40% red. I was at the Colorado game, although that was a crazy atmosphere, but there was like a lot of red there, and it's a testament to what the fans have created over time, because this is like legacy traditions passed down generation to generation. And I'll say this, the players love it. Like, the players appreciate it. Maybe they appreciate it a little bit more after they're done playing, or maybe once they leave this place and they go on to their pro career or whatever. But definitely the players appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure that we'll see a lot of Husker fans out there, and hopefully can celebrate tonight with the players on a victory, as we're all hoping for. All right, let's take a quick break here. Once again, this is The Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll wrap up the show with one final segment coming next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals. And get your lift with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
New year, new you? Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping can help make sure you keep that resolution this time. Our proven system combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition, along with our expert coaching to make sure you're moving forward toward your goals. The next 10-week challenge starts January 11th, but if you enroll now, you can start today and get a head start on those gains for no extra cost. Plus, head to fxblincoln.com and you can save $100. Don't wait. Barrel's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
It's that special time of year again, with bowl games galore, ugly Christmas sweater parties, and way too much eggnog. And like clockwork, you still haven't bought any gifts yet. Great news! Your procrastination headquarters this year is at Tailored Life in Bennett. Avoid the long lines in Lincoln stores and head down Highway 2 to Bennett, just a 20-minute drive, and their staff will help you pick out the perfect gift for your mom, wife, or significant other. Procrastination has an answer this year at Tailored Life in Bennett.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit lovb.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of December. Save big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft on end-of-the-year specials store-wide at their new 27th and I-80 location.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your County Veteran Service Officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel. Brought to you by F Foundation Repair on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on The Locker Room on 93.7 The Ticket. Glad to be back with you, and we've been doing something every day at this time that we will continue to do here now, which is Brew's book reviews here on 93.7 The Ticket. Unfortunately, Chancellor, we've got a little bit of a technical difficulty, so we can't get the nice music as we bring it in there. But we'll just send it to you for your book review today.
Yes, sir. So on today's Brew's book review, we got Master's Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill. I believe it was last week we did Think and Grow Rich. And Think and Grow Rich, one of my favorite books. I said it was a 10 out of 10. Napoleon Hill interviews 500 of the wealthiest people. And Andrew Carnegie kind of commissions him to do so. So in Master Key to Riches, it's kind of all the principles in Think and Grow Rich explained a little bit more thoroughly. There's not as much stories as Think and Grow Rich. It's more details on, a little bit more on the subconscious. There's a chapter, which is my favorite. It's absolutely amazing, but it's Andrew Carnegie's analysis of the mastermind principle of just basically how you think and how you go about your life. There's one part of the book I love when Andrew Carnegie talks about a man's reading program should be as important to him as his diet, that we should, be consuming information based on the goals and achievements we want to have in life. Like, we have to make sure that we're consuming information, not only nourishing our physical body, but nourishing our mind as well. And it gives techniques how to do so. And it talks about riches in a different way than probably most people think about them. Not so much just money, but riches in peace, riches in happiness, riches in joy, riches in relationships, riches in, having, a significant other, all that stuff. So it's an all-encompassing book. It's funny, we do these book reviews at the end, and the reason why we do these at the end is because if we do these at the beginning, we probably won't get to the rest of the show. So it kind of gives me a little time limit. But Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill, I probably give us around like 8 out of 10. It was a really it's well written. I think Napoleon Hill is, obviously he's an awesome, kind of has that like philosophical mind, but I think he's a really good author as well. I think he keeps the reader engaged, but like also gives them a lot of information to break down. So this is a great addition to the library, especially like someone who's trying to like learn more about wealth, learn more about it from a different angle, not like, how to invest your money and this and that, but how to mentally accumulate riches. Napoleon Hill talks about, he says, if you think hard work and honesty alone will get you rich, perish the thought, because it's not true. He said when riches come in large quantities, they come off of a definite demand and the application of definite principles. In other words, living in harmony with the laws of this world, and having a demand and having a goal, not by honesty or luck. So, or hard work or luck. So yeah, no, this book it covers all of that. And I would suggest it to everyone out there, if this fits your type of philosophy. Because this could challenge you. These type of books can challenge you. And I don't know if everyone wants to get challenged. Some people like to just stay right there, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. But for the people who want to kind of, just expand it just a little bit more and challenge themselves, definitely pick up a Napoleon Hill book. Yeah.
Yeah. How long does it take you to get through some of these books?
This one a little bit longer because it's like you gotta like really read it. But this, it's like 230 pages or 260 pages around there. This is probably like a 4-day read, but since it was Napoleon Hill, like you got to take your time with certain books and like make sure you really get it. And then I went back to it like the next 3 days. But then what I do is I underline or highlight something in the book, and then I'll write on a note card, and I have my note cards like all hung up. So I'll like basically read the book every day.
Yeah.
Because I got my note cards. So I'm always consuming the information, and yeah. So that's kind of how I do it. Because you read a book once, you don't really get much from it. You got to keep consuming it, keep digesting it. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that's what happens with me when I read books. Usually, like I'll read 3 pages, then be like, wait a minute, I was reading, but I wasn't like mentally there. I might have lost myself at some point. So I know with these books where you're like you said, you can apply them to actually helping you out in life. You don't want to necessarily do that with a few pages. Yeah, like you could read like little story ones, like get them out the way. But the ones that's like, okay, like this is some real deal information. I think in my opinion, of course, if you ask a brain surgeon, what the most important information, he's going to talk about brain surgery, and the chef going to talk about cooking, whatever. I think really the most important information someone can learn is how the mind works. Because it encompasses everything. We on the radio, what we have to do, we have to formulate a thought in our mind, right, and articulate it. The person over there, driving, you have to think about driving. We're talking about sports. There's a mental component to that. I think I think it would do everyone justice to learn something about some type of mental science, some type of how the mind works, conscious, subconscious, whatever you want to call it. I think it would do everyone a benefit. So I'm an advocate for reading. Especially Napoleon Hill, man. Y'all go get you some Master Key to Riches. But I appreciate everyone tuning in the locker room. 93.7 ticket 1 to 2. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday.
Tis the season to raise a little cane by bringing Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers to your holiday celebration. Spread joy and good cheer with crispy crinkle-cut fries, garlicky buttered Texas toast, and our signature cane sauce. Make things even merrier with our festive beanies, socks, mugs, and more for everyone on your nice list. And for a little extra holiday spirit, drop a Cane's gift card in their stockings. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Everybody likes choices when it comes to gifts, and a Max Tan gift card offers spray tanning, UV tanning, and red light therapy at all Lincoln locations. Give the gift that everyone wants this holiday season by visiting any Max Tan location in Lincoln or at maxtan.net.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If